Hey, how's it going? I am the Sanguiem, and welcome to Pokemon Violet. So, this is a game a lot of people have been talking about recently, and, I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring. So we're going to take this video and just talk about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for a bit, and, maybe explain why this title is called the best/worst Pokemon game yet. Because it is. I don't know how they pulled it off, but this is like the most fun, best Pokemon game I've ever played, but also, I hate this game so much. It's so buggy and god-awful. I hate this game. How dare they? Like, I don't know how they did it, but I hate this game so much, and yet I'm having the best time of my life. So, I'd like to discuss my feelings. Oh, and full disclosure, I have completely beaten Pokemon Scarlet. Scarlet, I bought Violet and Scarlet as a pre-order bundle, so I played Scarlet first, and I did everything. I've done everything. I even got the Shiny Charm. I've caught all the Pokemon, and I even did one of those Charizard raids. I got the mightiest Charizard in my possession. So, I've done everything. So, expect spoilers and stuff in this video. If you have not played Pokemon Scarlet or Violet, or have been meaning to, click off this video and play it for yourself, alright? Because I'm going to be spoiling pretty much everything in this video. Okay? Okay. Alright, here I am. And this is me. Look at me. I look like a little shit ready to cause some mischief. Oh, and for you guys' convenience, I've already skipped the intro. I'm just starting at the house because I have a level 1 Pokemon, freshly hatched from an egg, and I got 5 more eggs ready to hatch as well. I got a nice little Tynamo here. I love Tynamo. I fell in love with Electros the moment I saw Getsus throw him out in Pokemon Black. I'm like, he throws it out, and I'm like, what the hell is that thing? I must have it! Look at him do his little dance! By the way, this is also an excuse for me to try out a capture card that I recently bought. And I gotta be facing this way, where the game is on my screen. So, sorry, I'm gonna be over here. Now, in addition to, just simply playing the game, I have here a website pulled up. I'll be putting in the description, by the way. It's from game8.com, or .co it says, and it's got a bunch of information regarding EV training. I've never EV trained Pokemon before, but I kind of want to just try it. Like, I've been playing Pokemon since Diamond came out, and I've never EV trained before. So, I don't know, just want to try it. And it looks like if I want to do special attack, which I want to do with Tynamo here, because if you look here, he's actually, what's the... Rash, that's it, Rash. So his special defense is lowered, but his special attack's up. So I should max up that special attack. But also, I should do something else. And I don't know if I should do speed or HP. I'm thinking maybe I could do max special attack, put a hefty amount towards speed, and put some towards special defense to help balance out the debuff. I'm not sure. I've never EV trained before, like I said. So, I don't know. But according to this list here, if I'm gonna EV train it to have a better special attack, I gotta find a Psyduck and just kill a bunch of them. Either a Psyduck or a Toxel or a Hatna, but it's, I don't think there are Hatnas around here. At least I don't think so. Oh god, look at this. Look at this slow motion. Whoa! Bro. Hey, bro, it's bounding! It's a-bounding towards me! Hey! That's a little so stop! Leave me alone! Ah! I've actually already played Violet a little bit before this. I mean, obviously I rushed through the intro, but before this, I actually played the game in Japanese, so that I can grab me some Japanese dittos for Masuda method breeding. And I must say, I do not like Miraidon at all. I much prefer Koraidon Mainly because of the speed. Like, look at this. Look at how fast this is. This is like a snail's pace. When I was first riding Koraidon, like, it was just running, but it felt like that was a good speed, because, I mean, how fast can you go riding? Miraidon, though, like, you have, like, this is just a straight-up bike. It's on wheels. It should be able to go faster. So, I don't know. What? Hey! Alright, let's see what's in this egg real quick. Stop my entire train of thought for this. It does Skrelp! So you got a nice little Skrelp. What's this guy? Oh, he's got good attack. That's kind of unfortunate. I'm pretty sure Skrelp's a special attacker. Defense, I guess, is whatever. It's got Poison Point, though, which is nice. Oh, it's lonely. That's so sad. What? Hey, another one! I guess it's egg hatching time. I guess I have been riding around a bit. What's up? Ah, yes. A Mischief. Alright, what's this girl's deal? Its attack is up, which is pretty good. And its special defense is down. Ah, yes. The Tink-a-Tink. Oh, there's a Psyduck on the road. Ah, but I must hatch my egg all the way over there first. It's an Eevee! Gotta have an Eevee. I intend to make this Eevee either a Leafeon or Glaceon. I'm not sure yet. Oh my god, you're level 6 anyway. I guess that's the best I can do. Alright. I'll catch you off guard. I'm a little worried, though. I could... Alright, I'm going to... Charge Beam. It's weaker, but supposedly I specialize in special attack, right? By the way, this is a gripe I have with this game. Remember Mega Evolutions and how there was a big fancy cutscene the first time, but then the second time it was much shorter? I wish they did that here. Oh god. I don't know, man. That might be it for me. Water gun. No! Ugh. Level 1s are so weak! You know what? It's okay if we just do, like, one. That's, like, not correct, I guess. I was gonna make you flinch, but it doesn't help if I go last. Fairy Wind! Oh, I used Tail Whip. By the way, I was looking under the ground, which I guess shouldn't be happening. Man, kinda would like to stop. Let's revive poor Tynamo. Oh dear. You know what? Let's get the Mischief out. I'm hoping Scary Face helps. It does help! Maybe I can actually go first a bunch and win. Oh my god. This Psyduck is truly a menace. It's okay. Because, let's spark. Okay, okay. How am I alive? Oh, Dynamo 1! Level 4, look at that. Yo, I still have one egg left that hasn't hatched. Oh! It's hatching. I actually know what this one is. This one's got a bit of a backstory. Charcadet! Fun fact, I used a Charcadet in Scarlet and evolved it into a Ceruledge, I believe it's pronounced. And, normally you can't do that in Scarlet. But, you know, I was like, dude, I've already got like 2 Psychic Pokemon on my team. Like, I'm not going to use the armor from Scarlet on my Ceruledge. So I switched some over from Violet. And, yeah. From a friend of mine who was playing Violet, that is. And I actually do have the armor to evolve him right now. Funny enough, if I go to my boxes, I have a here, this is the starter I chose, which I'm not using. But see anything funny about this guy? Maybe his blue eyes? That's right, this guy is shiny. And I will be using that one instead of this Charcadet. That being said, I don't think I'm gonna, like, actually use it yet, just because it's a whopping level 17. I'd like to just chill with some low levels for a bit. Now I got this Dynamo. Surely, now that it's level 4, I can actually fight and win. Especially against an unsuspecting Psyduck! Here's the thing, though. Since EVs are shared, everybody's getting a special attack right now. So I wonder if I should remove some of them from my team. I should do that after they've gotten to, like, level 5-ish. See, that's more like it. Look at that. I did foolishly use Tail Whip. There you go. Perish. Oh, and a crit hit, too. Did it. Oh my gosh. I somehow went onto the railing of the bridge. How does that even happen? Ah! No! I'm fine. I don't die in one hit no more. Scrub learned Acid. Sand Attack. Wow. Steals an item. Helping Hand. I'm not going to use Helping Hand ever. There's like one double battle in the whole game. And I hate that, by the way. I hate that there's only one time you ever do a double battle, ever. Like, double battles are cool. So why do we only get to do them one time? I mean, I'm sure that you can do it through multiplayer, I guess. But, come on. I guess because now you can just walk up to trainers and talk to them. Like, there's not 2 trainers looking at each other, and then you pass them and they both go, ah, we both have to battle you now. I just miss that kind of thing, you know? There's no incentive to fight them either, because you could just walk away. The only incentive really is the, like this guy standing around, like, the Poke Centers to give you, like, gifts, I guess. Now that everyone is up to level 5, I'm actually going to put them away, unless they are going to be special attacking. Now this guy specializes in attack, so I think I'm actually going to work on attack with this guy, despite the fact that I think he mostly learns... you know what, let me look it up. I'm pretty sure he mostly just learns special attack moves. Yeah, he only learns, like, 4 physical moves, and one of them's tackle. But you can teach him a bunch of, like, physical TMs, I guess. You know what? Yeah, no, I'm gonna teach him special stuff. Come back. And Mass Bustiff, you're an attacker, right? That's fantastic. You go in here. Same for you, I think. Actually, you don't have any buffs and debuffs. So I can kind of just do what I want with you. What can you do? Oh, same thing. You're serious. Ah, yes. So I can do whatever I want with you, too. I think... Let me look up Leafeon and Glaceon and see what I think. It seems like it learns mostly physical moves, but a lot of its grass moves are special, which is interesting. Glaceon's totally a special attacker. Oh wow, that's unfortunate. The shiny Charcadet has a decreased special attack. That really sucks. Impish. Oh no. It almost only learns special moves if it's going to be an Armorage. Which means this thing was supposed to be fated, I think, to be a Cerulege. This one, however, that was hatched from an egg, had its attack lowered. So if anything, this one was more destined to be an Armorage. So, man, I kind of want to use the shiny, but I don't know, man. Ah, you know what? Who cares? You know what? I'll throw you in. Let's have Dynamo kill a bunch of Psyduck. Interesting. You know what? It says I should go get some kind of power item. I'm not sure if you can access EV items, like, early game. Is it in here? I don't think it's... No, it's not in here. What? No! Why? I'm good. Oh, is it here? I don't think it's here. I'm supposed to look for Delibird's presence, I think. Stop! Why do I assume the camera's gonna face away from the store? Alright, open up. I don't think battle items was correct. I think... Did I read that the muscle band helps? I don't remember where I read that, but I don't see them. Here they are. Special attack. But, I mean, I would literally be spending all of my money on this. As I only have 12,000. You know what? It'll be worth it. I'm sure. Wait, hold up. No, okay. For some reason, I thought that said it spent like 8,000. Okay, you there. Take this. No, don't. How do you even use it? Don't use it. Here you go. Take this bracelet. Alright, now I think we can go. Oh, hold on. Just for the hell of it. Is it you? You sense past lives. Otometry. Hisui? Arc phone case. Because why not? That's not it. Oh yeah, I've played Legends of Arceus as well. Funny enough, it's Legends of Arceus that made me buy this game, because before that, I've actually sworn off Pokemon. Because I saw Sword and Shield and went, why? Why does this exist? This looks awful. So I didn't buy Sword and Shield. I know nothing about Sword and Shield, or the Pokemon from Sword and Shield. I know a little bit about them now, because of this game, but, yeah. Then I saw Arceus, and I tried it, and I had a lot of fun, and I'm like, oh, they're going in a cool direction! And this is also going to be open world, so I pre-ordered it, bought it, and now I'm like, alright, this was fun. Best game I've ever played in the Pokemon franchise, but if this is going to be the performance of the games going forward, this will be the final Pokemon game I will ever purchase. I am never buying another Pokemon game ever in my life, unless they do something about this quality assurance thing. Like, the next gen game could be 10 times better than this. But if it still runs like ass, I'm not buying it. Like, I will not support this kind of behavior from a massive company like Nintendo, like, they have so much money. They could easily get people in here to work on this thing and make sure it can run as good as it can. I don't fully understand. I'm sure there's like complications and, you know, stuff and all that, but like, it's no excuse in my opinion. Like, they need people working on this that know what they're doing. Like, I hear Game Freak is full of employees that don't really know what they're doing. Well, they better learn to know what they're doing, or add some staff that know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because this is just, this is not okay. This is not okay, and I know there's people out there who defend it, and are like, no, it's fun, you know, it's just a little rough around the edges, they'll do patches and stuff. Personally, this is just my opinion, I don't care. Alright? I do not care. There should be no such thing as day one patches. There should be no such thing as rough edges in a AAA game like this, made from a high-end studio. There's no excuse. There is no excuse in my opinion. Either finish the game, or delay it, so that you can finish the game. Like, I don't like that people are so quick to accept a game in this state. I mean, I might as well play it because I already bought it. I mean, I bought the game with my own money. I spent $120 on the pre-order. You better bet your bottom dollar I'm going to play this game. And I'm having so much fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I really am. This is an awesome game. I love the concept of going to all these different places out of order. I actually ended up doing the star bases in the complete opposite order, starting at the fighting one and then going all the way down to dark, just because I refused to negotiate with people who claim that hacking my phone is an okay thing. What do you mean you avoided the attack? Get in front of my attack. Stay still. Get beamed. Nice, I'm one hitting now. Oh wait, that was a crit hit. Never mind. It just makes me so mad knowing that people are okay with this, because the performance of this game is awful. You know, the other day, I went to my friend's house. I went to my pal, my good old buddy old pal, and we did a tarot raid den thing together. I was using my Arboliva, well, my level 100 Arboliva, one of my partner Pokemon that stuck with me the whole journey through Scarlet, and I Leech Seed the opponent, which is like this water, it's like a Volcanra that was water terrestrialized, like 6-star thing. And then I'm like, alright, it's Leech Seeded, I should cheer. I'm gonna cheer attack. I open the cheer menu, I go to attack, and I just stay there for a full 5 turns. I don't even get to move for 5 turns. I'm just standing there receiving the energy from the Leech Seed 5 times. Why? That's not acceptable. And the worst part is we lost the raid, but the Volcanra only had like the tiniest sliver of red health left. If I wasn't standing there like an idiot, bugged out, we might have won it. So that's just irritating. Not to mention, here's another one too. When doing the Charizard fight, my pal was using an Azumarill with huge power. I'm sure this is a common bug that everyone knows about, but apparently the health bar in the raid dens do not like huge power. That ability, it just breaks the bar. Like, it could take it all the way down into the red, but then the Pokemon will just put up a shield and all of a sudden the health's all the way back up to orange or like green. That just messes up the whole thing. There are times when the whole cutscene breaks too, and like, you're doing the Terra Raid thing, and you're doing the terrestrializing, and then you just look and there's no Pokemon on the field, and then suddenly they all pop in existence. Like, that's another problem that needs fixed. Facial animations break from time to time. And it's very noticeable when you're eating a sandwich and your mouth doesn't open and you're just staring at it. Just go right into it. Facial animations also break, like, they're also noticeable in the Terror Raid fights themselves when you throw a Pokeball. When you throw a Pokeball, usually you, like, have, like, a smile on your face and stuff. My character sometimes looks so pissed off. Just all mad. I don't know why, but yeah. Nice, gotcha. I like that you can just run around the Pokemon, though, and do that. Tymo's level 8. I've killed quite a few Psyduck now. Its special attack is definitely pretty high, but so is its speed. I don't know how to... Oh, hey! Does that mean it's working? Because look, the other two don't seem like they've actually been... But look at that. Okay. Let's see. Although there's no way in-game to check exact values of how many EVs you've earned, you'll be able to get an estimate of how many EVs you've earned by pressing X on the stats summary. The bright yellow shape indicates how many of a certain EV you've invested in a certain stat. When it is maxed out, it will have a sparkle animation next to the stat. When a Pokemon is fully maxed out all of its EVs, the shape will turn blue. So, in other words, I just need to keep attacking Psyducks. Once that special attack starts sparkling, I guess that means I am done. I don't have to do that anymore, and I can focus on something else. There are a couple things I can think of about this game that I find are missed opportunities. For example, I like having what is essentially an HM slave as a legendary. That's a kind of a cool idea. I like it. You can fly with it, you can climb with it, do all this stuff. Like, that's a cool concept. I like that. But what are the odds that they're going to do that for the next game, you know? Like, surely open world is going to be the staple now. I cannot see them being able to return to the classic RPG-style format. Like, they're not just going to have another rideable HM slave like this, right? Like, they've done other things in the past, like the paged thing in Sun and Moon. But here's something I think would be cool. Remember in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you could summon Latios or Latios, depending, and ride it around, just fly around the terrain and stuff. Wouldn't that be so cool to be able to do that with any flying Pokemon? Like, if a Pokemon could fly, like, Hydreigon, for example. That's just the first to come to mind because I have a Hydreigon in Scarlet that I use a lot. What if you could hop on the back of a Hydreigon and just fly? Like, you see that cliff up there, and it's like, oh, I gotta climb all the way up there. What if you could just fly? You know? And it would also, like, you could also have the fly function, I guess, for fast travel, if you don't feel like flying across the map, but wouldn't it be so nice if, you could, like, unlock the ability to fly on the back of your Pokemon? Like, I know technically it would make sense that you could just do it from the very beginning. Like, it's like, I found a thing that can fly, like a Staraptor. I can hop on the back of my Staraptor right now and fly up there. But then it's like, yeah, but there's endgame stuff up there. We don't want you up there yet. So, I guess it would make sense to lock that behind progression. But wouldn't it be just so cool if you could just throw out your Pokemon, walk up to it, talk to it. Oh, why is it all the way down there now? Alright, chill on the floor, I guess. And just have the option to hop on and fly. Like, you could still have, like, a page system to do stuff and all that, but I feel like you should have a Pokemon that has the option to do stuff. Like, what if you had, like, a Bibarel that knows Strength or Climb or something? You could hop on the back of a Bibarel and just climb up the mountain. Or maybe you have a Water-type Pokemon that you really enjoy. You can hop on the back of that and surf, you know? Like, they don't even need to know the surf move. You just hop on and go. Like, wouldn't that just be fun? It would definitely make, like, it would make the average player feel more of a kinship towards the Pokemon they're riding. I mean, a lot of people sure do like the mount Pokemon, just because they spend so much time riding on the back of them. Well, you could probably feel the same thing with Pokemon in your party just by using them in a more practical sense, rather than just killing everything in sight with them. Like, that would be so cool. That's something I'd love to see implemented in a game, even if it's, like, useless, and it's like, well, why do that when you could just have a ride Pokemon? And I feel like there should still be a ride Pokemon, like a feature, where it's like, if you don't have a Bibarel in your party or something that can climb, like, okay, that's fine. We could just summon a ride Pokemon with the plus button. Like, why not just have both features? I just think that would be so nice. That being said, though, I kind of do like how your ride Pokemon here glides instead of flies. It means you gotta be a bit more creative with how you traverse the terrain. So, I don't know, maybe there's something to be explored with that. Like, a flying Pokemon might think that you're a little too heavy, and it can only fly up a little bit and then glide down. Or, like, kind of like the Braviary in Legends of Arceus. Like, I really liked how that worked. It wasn't straight up flying, but you could still get around and about a lot, you know? Let me think. What's something else I would change if I was Game Freak? The trainer battles. There are... Most trainer battles are optional. Like, see that guy down there? That child? I could pass right by him and never fight him once in the whole game. I kind of like that. It's kind of nice having optional fights. You know, the whole game's kind of centered around you choose your own journey. You do what you want. And that's kind of cool. But I feel like there should still be some trainers that go, oh, you! I'm gonna battle you! And I just thought of something. What if... Hear me out here. What if you had some Team Star grunts in the world, and those were the ones that pointed at you and went, you're the guy who's going around claiming war on Team Star. We'll show you. Like, and fight you, you know? Like, I feel like that would be justifiable. Oh my god. Tynamo. Hit the duck. Thank you. Not to mention, if we had more Team Star grunts around, we had more opportunities to listen to that banger, that absolute banger of a theme that plays when you fight a Team Star grunt. Hey, more excuses to listen to that awesome piece of music would be a very welcome to me. Whoa, look at it go! The other two are only barely going, but I think that's because they also need to be holding a power bracelet. So I guess I needed more than one, but that's okay. I can swap them around. We can kill every Psyduck in the world to make this work. I don't mind. I find this relaxing. Just chilling, talking about the game. No need to actually do anything. We'll just, you know, commit mass genocide on an entire species of Pokemon. Oh, this also irritates me. Why is it that Nurse Joy looks out while like, why not look down at what you're doing? I don't get that one. Like, it's such a small and easy fix to just make Nurse Joy look down whilst doing the animation. You don't even have to make the eyes move or anything. Just tilt the head down. Instead, it's just staring out like some kind of robot that doesn't know what it's doing. Don't even get me started on robots. I think a lot of people were blown away by the ending of this game and love it so much. And I'm very happy for you that you enjoy the ending. Really, I am. It certainly is a very grandiose ending, but I didn't like it. So don't even get me started on robots. Although, I guess it fits slightly more in Violet than it does Scarlet. Although, oddly enough, despite that, I liked Scarlet's ending more than Violet's, if that makes any sense. I guess because I hate the Paradox Pokemon in Violet. I mean, it's so unoriginal. Are you serious? Your idea of future Pokemon is, it's just Pokemon, but they're robots now. That's the best you could come up with? My dude. Come on. I love the Paradox Pokemon in Scarlet. They actually looked like they were more feral or something. So I liked the Paradox Pokemon in Scarlet, but when I saw the ones from Violet, I thought, you gotta be kidding me. And when I saw the description for, like, the, what was it called again? The Iron Jugulus. It's like, people think this was created because a Hydreigon fell in love with a robot. What? How does... I don't even want to know how that worked. Now, I'm not very good at coming up with my own Pokemon ideas, so really I'm in no place to judge too harshly what they choose to make as Pokemon. But I do think that those are just very uninspired designs. Sure, they look cool, but it's just, what if this Pokemon was actually a robot? And I don't like the idea that every future Pokemon is just robot, you know? It just feels lazy. Now, I did have an idea the other day about, alright, if I'm going to be so judgmental on it, maybe I should come up with an idea for a future Pokemon. And I thought, well, what about Porygon? Porygon, you know? What if Porygon didn't look the way it did, and instead looked more like it was made of, like, this, like, separate, like, curve pieces and circles and stuff, and it almost looked like a piece of modern art. Like, imagine a modern art form of the Porygon, where it's just a bunch of floating, like, shapes in the that resemble a Porygon, and they, like, zip and move around real fast while attacking. Like, wouldn't that look kind of cool? I feel like that could pass as a futuristic version of Porygon, right? Because it's like the, like, modern, like, fancy, sleek-looking type of deal. Like, I don't know, I feel like that could work. But, I don't know. I don't know what else they could have done for future Pokemon. But, I don't know, I just feel like they could have put more thought into it. You know, kind of like that Porygon idea. Like, what the... Oh, okay. That camera angle made it look like the Tynamo was straight up tunneling into Psyduck's eye. Just eating out Psyduck's eye. How are we looking? We're getting pretty close. I will say this, though. I do think that the, I can't remember what it's called, but the like, the robot version of, like, Gardevoir / Gladiator, being a fighting fairy type that looks kind of like a mix of the two evolutions. I still don't like that it's a robot, but I feel like that was a little bit more creative. Taking a Pokemon that does two evolutions, and it's like, well, what if it was the same evolution? Now, I think that was a good idea. Like, that was kind of a cool design. I like the Titan battles. The whole Titan battle thing. I do like those. I don't know how I feel about the Orthworm Pokemon. I'm kind of mixed. I have mixed feelings about the fact that there's just an earthworm called Orthworm, and it's just a big worm. It's kind of funny, but I'm not too sure about that one. And Flamigo as well. It's just a flamingo. It's not even a Pokemon. It's just a flamingo called Flamigo. I'm not sure how to feel about that one either. I mean, don't get me wrong. Psyduck just straight up looks like a duck. I mean, they have every right to put a flamingo in. But I just think it's kind of funny whenever an animal is just straight up put in a game. Like the stork thing. Like, I don't even remember what it's called, but they kind of make up for it for that one, in my opinion, by making it evil. It's like, it's not your traditional carries babies to parents stork. It's a stork that's a dark type, and it will actually steal your babies, and steal your items and stuff, and hide them away. But yeah, back to the Titan stuff. I like the whole storyline with Arven healing his dog. That was really nice. I actually really liked that storyline. A lot of the story in a lot of Pokemon games, I just hand wave away like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of storylines in this are actually kind of nice. Which is, again, why I consider this to be probably one of the better Pokemon games, despite me hating it so much. It's so hard to describe how much I love this game, because all I can really say is how much I hate it. But it's difficult for me to describe why I like it. Doing the little fights, I do wish they were faster. I liked how Legends of Arceus streamlined the fight process by making the attacks quicker, and the dialogue was faster too. And I feel like whenever there's some dialogue that pops up, like, that shouldn't all that's happening there. Like, if it's telling me that something's confused, it should be more of like a little notification that pops up on the side, like, oh, it's still confused. And it's there, it's big enough for me to notice, and I can still choose my next move, you know? Like, let's keep the ball rolling here. Let's not stop every 9 seconds. Like, see that? See how Cloud9, how that just did that? Why couldn't I just go to the battle menu, and then as soon as I started the battle, and then at the top right corner that came up, and it's like Cloud9. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why not do the abilities like there? I noticed a lot of the things that I loved about Arceus is not in this game, and I think that's where a good chunk of my complaints come from, is being spoiled by Arceus and then seeing what's here. One thing that I definitely miss from Arceus is the ability to evolve your Pokemon manually, because I think that's really cool. Like, what if you just like Dynamo, huh? But yeah, I mean, sure, there are Everstones, but now it can't hold any items other than that Everstone. And that's just a hindrance. I will say that it's kind of nice that they made it to where learning moves is optional in this game. It's like, oh, if you learned a move, you have the option to turn that off. It's like, you don't have to do it, you just get a little notification on the level up thing with a little light bulb symbol, and it's like, ah, I learned a move. And that's that. I think that's a cool change. I really like that one. I mean, I don't turn it off for me, because it's like, ah, I want to do it right then and there. So it doesn't really affect me much. But I know that there's a lot of people out there who are just like, more dialogue, I like what I got, I'll look at it, I can look at it later, like, just spam the B button until it's gone. Like, I get why it's a good change. And I appreciate that one. Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's so close. I better fight one more and then check it. Yeah, one more is all we needed. Look, it's sparkling. So apparently this means I could fight a million more Psyducks and that number will not change. This is a maxed out special attack for me. The others are getting there because they shared, but because this one had the bracelet, it affected it much more. Apparently it's like 8 times the amount you get or something. Now the question is, what is this guy gonna learn next? I'm thinking upping its speed and its special defense a little. Now, fun times for me. I gotta fight a bunch of Psyduck now with a Skrelp, which might be slightly harder because I'm not super effective. I could use Acid, I guess. Oh, I like that it terrestrializes to poison. Actually, upon second thought, it would probably be better for it to terrestrialize to a water type, because when Skrelp evolves, it will be a dragon poison type, so it will not retain its water type status. But if it could terrestrialize back to a water type, that could be useful. Especially if it's going to learn water type moves like Hydro Pump and stuff. So, actually, it's not good that it's... I guess it's not good that it's a poison terror type. Uh-oh, I couldn't get away. It's okay. It's just tail whipping me. I like Fido, by the way. I find it funny that there are so many food Pokemon. Have any of you watched the game theory about food Pokemon? Like, Pat released a game theory video a while ago that's like, food Pokemon look like food because they want to eat you! they are going to eat you. They're going to eat humans. They eat people. That is his reason for why they look like food. Oh, and there is one more thing I have to say about this game and its presentation. Is the legendaries. The legendaries open up a massive can of worms regarding the entire Pokemon universe as a whole. At least to me. Maybe this was common knowledge and I just didn't know about it until I fought the legendaries here. Which are the 4 sealed objects that became Pokemon. Now, let me repeat that real quick in case you missed that. They are objects that became Pokemon. They became Pokemon. So, let me get this straight. Objects can just become Pokemon? They could just be Pokemon. Like, if they feel like it. If they have enough something. If, like, under very specific conditions, anything can suddenly be a Pokemon. That's a huge implication, if you ask me. It definitely explains why there are Pokemon like Keyring. It certainly explains that one. It's like, it's just a set of keys that became Pokemon. Just because. There's the Sinistee thing that became, it's just a teacup that became a Pokemon. I mean, it just shows that these aren't just random, well, actually they are random Pokemon, but it's not just like, oh, that's weird, there's just a teacup here. No, apparently that was once an actual teacup, but it became a Pokemon. Like, I don't know, I feel like that has some pretty huge implications to why there are suddenly 1,000 Pokemon, and as time progresses, it's like, maybe at one point there were far less than 1,000 Pokemon, and over time, like, more Pokemon just came into existence because they felt like it. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's something that could be explored in another generation. Like, a professor's like, there's a lot of Pokemon popping up these past several years, and, like, I don't know, they all come from somewhere, and the whole story could just be about figuring out the origin of Pokemon. Like, there's so much to explore with that, in my opinion. Unless, again, this is just common knowledge, and I'm only just learning about it, and this isn't a big deal. How are you looking? Yep. Yep. And then soon I gotta use Charcadet, which, I mean, you won't earn a lot of XP, but apparently leveling up has no effect on your EVs. It's just how many of a Pokemon you have fought. Now, this system is actually not that complicated, if you understand how it works. At first, I looked at it and I thought, that sounds kind of dumb, but it's actually not that complicated, but I think everyone's problem, and my problem as well with the EV system, is it's kind of invisible. There's really no way to do it. Now, I will admit, in the recent gens, I think they have made it easier, kind of like how you can just look at a graph, but nothing straight up teaches you how to do EV stuff, unless the school does, which would be kind of cool. I haven't done all the classes in Scarlet at the school, mainly because I already know a decent bit about the game, so why would I attend classes for it? But yeah, they probably do teach EV stuff, and I just didn't attend to that class. Yeah, it's just that thing where it's like, I think people are kind of done with EVs. When they introduced the grid system in Arceus, though, a lot of people looked at that and went, hey, that could be better than EVs. That could be a good replacement for EVs, is the grid system. But then this game came out, and it didn't have a grid system, it had an EV system. I'm sure a lot of people were upset by that. I don't know if they're ever going to bring the grid system back, but I think it is definitely a far more straightforward method of strengthening your Pokemon. Let me think, is there anything else to talk about? I guess I could mention that I like the fact that there is a school that you can go to and learn all of the intricacies about Pokemon. Like, it teaches you some obvious stuff, but it also teaches you a couple of really, like, cool things. Like the history class, for example. I did the whole history class thing so that I could unlock the waypoints to the, shrine, to the seals. And, yeah, it's kind of cool how it explains lore behind the legendaries there. I don't think you can learn lore about the legendaries anywhere else. And the city itself is so gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh. The layout is slightly labyrinthian, but I like that. What I don't like is the lack of anything to do in the city. Like, sure, there's a couple shops, but it's kind of the same shop. Like, you can find the same Chansey supply store on the other side of town. And same with the sandwich shops, and, like, it's just a bunch of copy-paste shops everywhere. I mean, obviously you can't go in every single building. Like, why go through all that trouble when nobody's probably ever gonna go in them? Like, I'm only talking about the main town in this sense. Like, the other towns I think are fine the way they are. It's just specifically the big city. Like, I really like how they did, what's it called? The city from the Kalos region. Like, the main city there. I can't remember the name of it, but it had a lot of copy-paste, like, cafes and stuff, but those were just sprinkled about. They also had, like, a stone shop, they had a plant shop, they had, I think they had, like, the fancy clothes store, along with... Did they have a normal clothes store? I don't think they did. They had the hair salon somewhere in there. They had, they had the investigator guy. What's his name again? Like, they had that guy's office there. They had back alleys with trainers in them. That was really cool. It was just... They had more stuff there. Like, sure, there was the copy-paste cafes, which you barely use, but they also had the restaurants, like the battle restaurants, that had different stars on them. Like, it had more stuff to do. Like, there was more stuff to do there. They had the Game Freak Studios there. They had, like, the hotel there. Even the Pokemon, the Pokemon Professor's lab was there. Like, it just had so much more stuff to explore and do. Like, I've spent a lot of time in that city whenever I played Pokemon X or Y. But I see very little reason to spend too much time in this game's main city other than just go to the school and do stuff. Like, a lot of the things you can find in that city, you could find in other towns. Like, you guys see what I'm trying to say, right? Like, I feel like there could have been more to that city. Like, it's because it looks so pretty. But that's all it is. It's just pretty. It's not as functional as it could be. Oh boy. Here we go. Let's drop in them frames. And I guess I could also have a honorable mention to the lack of frames that the characters have when they're far away or there's too many of them on screen. Alright, I think I'm going to be ending the episode soon. Don't expect an episode after this. I mean, maybe if you guys really want, I can keep going and see how powerful my Pokemon can get through EV training. If you guys are interested in that, please let me know. I'll do another episode. I can make this a series. But, I don't know. I just wanted to take some time to talk about the Pokemon game as a whole. Talk about things I liked about it, things I don't like about it, and why I'm not going to be buying the next Pokemon game. I'm sure a lot of you enjoy this game. I enjoy this game, but it's got its problems, and I'm curious if these problems are enough to prevent you from wanting to buy the next game. Because, I mean, honestly, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, I kind of do want to get the next Pokemon game, if it looks interesting, but out of principle, I will not buy it. I'm going to have to hold back on it, even if I think it looks really cool. Because I will not pre-order it or buy it until I see it after the launch and know how good it runs. Because this is unacceptable. This is not acceptable in my opinion. This is an unfinished game. I paid $60 for an unfinished game. I paid $120 for 2 unfinished games. That seems like it's more worth like 30 bucks. Like, this is a $30 game I'm playing right here, and I paid $60 for it. That's kind of how I am viewing this. I mean, maybe 35. Like, no, give them a little bit more credit. 35. $35 game. But I paid 60 bucks for it. That's not okay. How are we looking? Oh, you know what? We're so close. What do you say before we end the episode we finish it? Like, it's so close. I think Nintendo really shot themselves in the foot with Breath of the Wild. Because Breath of the Wild is such a cool game. It's got its glitches. It's got its flaws. And not everyone is super on board with the art style, even though personally I really love it. But it runs really well, like relatively speaking. And it's just a big open world game that it just handles everything really nicely. But I have not seen or heard of another Switch game that's come out since Breath of the Wild that lived up to the expectations. Especially on an open world sense. Like, this Pokemon Scarlet and Violet do not hold a candle to Breath of the Wild. Which is why I'm also nervous about Breath of the Wild 2, because it seems like it takes place in the same world, but like the same map, but different. I'm worried how that's going to be different and stuff. I don't know, because Breath of the Wild is such a fantastic game. It's probably one of my favorite Legends of Zelda games in the whole franchise, but Breath of the Wild 2, like, I don't know, it's going to be hard to top the first one. I'm curious how the second one's going to go. I'm a little scared to be too hopeful that it's going to be incredible, you know what I mean? But enough about Breath of the Wild, we're here for Pokemon. So, when we look at this game, we're gonna, I think a lot of people are gonna look at it and think, alright, so, is this Breath of the Wild meets Pokemon? I think a lot of people are gonna be thinking that, and let me tell you right now, it is not. Like, look at the textures on like, look at that cliff over there. That is disgusting. Look as I get closer and farther away from it. Look how the texture changes in resolution. That is gross. If Breath of the Wild did that, I never noticed it. I've never noticed it, but I can definitely notice it here. Hey! I did it! And Charcadet's getting up there, too. Alright, I think I'm going to leave this episode here, but before I go, let me show you something I discovered at the beginning of the game. Like, before, because you see this thing here? Wait, can I approach this? Just curious. Okay, I can approach it. I remember at one point you couldn't. Before I reached this part, when I first started the game in Scarlet, I was just running around doing stuff, and I think I saw a Pokemon up there. Wonder if I can get one to spawn up there. Okay, see all those Hoppip up there? Alright, so, before I even got my ride Pokemon, I went like, oh wow, I just walked up here. Normally I gotta slide up, and then I gotta... Yep. And then... I teleport up onto the platform. And then I run away. And then I hop down here. And I ran along this fence here. So... The first thing I did when they let me out into the wild is I sequence broke. I just got over here and ran around the outside of this fence. And when I did that, I looked down here and saw that cave, and I was like, whoa, there's just a cave down there. So, you know what I did is I went, yeah, you can't do that, but if you slide, you kind of can. So I did one of these, used my phone as a parachute, and I walked over here. Everything faded to black, and I teleported to the top of the cliff to do the cutscene. And I just thought that was funny. But after the cutscene, I did the exact same thing a second time so that I could come in here and catch me a Houndour. And it stuck with me until I found a Charcadet to replace it. To reiterate, if y'all want me to do more of this, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I probably won't be doing another video of this. If you have anything you want to tell me about, like what your thoughts are on Scarlet and Violet, let me know. Try to be civil, please. I would appreciate it. Like, I'm not judging any of you out there for liking Scarlet and Violet and thinking it's a flawless 10 out of 10 game. Like that's very fine if you think that. Like, if this is your favorite game of the year or something, like, you have the right to have that to have that opinion. Just like my opinion is, like, this is an unfinished game and it should not have been released like this. Oh, look at my little Charcadet, he's sleeping. And I'm very happy I got to try out EV training for the first time. I've never done it before. This has been a learning experience. So I guess if I ever want super powerful Pokemon, I just kill a bunch of Psyduck. There you go. There's your tip. Destroy the Psyduck community. So thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing. And remember, the Wasteland is watching. See ya.